The impact of hunting pressure on deer behavior. Welcome to Bucks Unlimited Outdoors, where we hunt smart, train hard, and break down everything you need to know about chasing big whitetails. If you're serious about hunting, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because today we're diving into one of the most important topics: how hunting pressure affects deer behavior. A sure sign you're doing the wrong things is if your hunting season starts off with seeing a lot of deer, but every sit you see less and less. This means deer are detecting your presence and adjusting their behavior to avoid you. Recognizing this early can help you change your approach before you completely push them out of your area. Every time you step into the woods, you're affecting the deer around you, whether you realize it or not. Hunting pressure changes the way whitetails move, where they bed, and when they feed. Mature bucks, especially, don't tolerate pressure well, and if you don't adjust your strategy, you'll push them into nocturnal mode before you ever get a shot. Deer are patternable, but they pattern you just as much as you pattern them. When pressured, they 1. Shift bedding areas to thicker cover. 2. Change movement patterns, becoming more nocturnal. 3. Take different routes to avoid known danger zones. If you're hunting the same stand repeatedly or not paying attention to wind and entry routes, you're telling that buck exactly where not to be. Studies using GPS-collared deer prove what experienced hunters already know. Pressure changes everything. A mature buck that was moving in daylight can shift his pattern within 1 or 2 encounters with human scent. These studies show that deer move less in daylight in high-pressure areas, staying locked in cover longer. If you want to tag a big buck, you need to understand how to outsmart him. One of the best ways to minimize pressure is hunting the edges. Instead of diving deep into bedding areas and risk blowing deer out, I like to set up along transition zones, field edges, timber lines, or overlooked pockets. Hunting the edges lets you stay less intrusive while still getting an opportunity at a mature buck as he moves naturally. Sometimes hunting less is hunting smarter. A mature buck knows when something isn't right in his home range. The more you're in the woods, the more he's aware of you. Instead of overhunting, become a ghost. Limit your sits, be strategic, and move with a purpose. A low-impact approach often leads to higher success. A straight path to your stand isn't always the best route. If avoiding bumping deer means taking the long way around, do it. Every step you take leaves scent behind. So minimize ground scent by walking in water, using creeks, or sticking to non-deer trails. A careful entry and exit strategy keeps deer unaware of your presence. The wind is your best friend or your worst enemy. Always hunt with the wind in your favor. If a buck smells you, the game is over before it starts. Thermals also play a huge role, especially in hilly terrain where rising and falling air currents dictate scent movement. Hunting just before or after a front, when deer are naturally on their feet, increases your odds dramatically. Trail cameras are an invaluable tool, but they need to be placed strategically. I like to keep them on edges away from bedding areas. A lot of mature bucks pick them up and they are more likely to tolerate them outside of bedding areas. A camera placed too close to bedding may spook bucks, causing them to avoid the area entirely. Keeping cameras in transition areas ensures you gather intel without overpressuring the deer. Hunting is a chess match. Every move counts. I like to set everything up perfectly and then wait for the right moment. The right wind, the right weather conditions, the right time of year, and the right location. Staying patient is the difference between success and failure. When you step into the woods at the wrong time, you're tipping your hand to the buck, showing him where you are, and making it harder to get a shot when it truly matters. Think about it like setting up for checkmate. You don't make reckless moves in chess. You wait, position yourself strategically, and strike when the moment is perfect. That's how you need to approach hunting a mature buck. The less he knows about you, the better your odds of success. Stay out until the conditions align, and when they do, move in with precision and confidence. Now that we know how deer react, let's talk about how to reduce your pressure. Hunt the right wind. If the wind isn't right, don't risk it. Be unpredictable. Don't use the same entry and exit routes every time. Limit intrusion. Less is more. Stay out of bedding areas and avoid unnecessary disturbance. Use low-impact scouting. Trail cams, glassing from a distance, and using apps to map deer movement will keep you in the game without tipping off mature bucks. Your first sit in a stand is your best sit. Studies and experience show that your odds of seeing a mature buck drop dramatically after your first hunt in a stand. This is because your scent, sound, and presence alert deer, even if you don't realize it. Make your first sit count by only hunting fresh setups when conditions are perfect. Hunting pressure is real, but if you understand it, you can use it to your advantage. Whether you're on public land grinding it out or managing private land carefully, hunting smart is the key to success. If you got value from this video, hit that like button and drop a comment below. What's the most pressured spot you've ever hunted? And don't forget to subscribe for more whitetail hunting tips right here on Bucks Unlimited Outdoors.